Many would have their skin crawling at the sight of a snake, but a 30-year-old snake lover says the slithering reptiles are just misunderstood.
I've been living with snakes in the house for more than 15 years. In the house, in this house.
It's all misunderstanding. They are not exactly dangerous to us the way we think that they are.
Ka batho ba mo tsenyetsa sepodisi ba mo dirang mara heletsa a re Buru se ke se neilweng ke Modimo ha ntse ke give up mo go sone.
These are Khamuhana hills in Kuruman, Northern Cape. Residents in the surrounding villages believe that these hills have divine powers of healing and cleansing. However, Buru deviates from this popular belief. This is where the 30-year-old gets to live out his passion for wildlife. This chameleon was found wandering in the village. He immerses himself in his new environment and instantly feels at home. This is what Buru does. He relocates species he deems misunderstood by society back to their untamed environment.
I grew up like this. When I was young, I loved animals and reptiles. But the first time when I saw a snake, my love just expanded.
Here, they get to live with their kind. In one of his bags is a vicious puff adder. Like all viper species, this snake is venomous. A bite from her can result in life-threatening injuries. She is mostly active at night and recuperates during the day.
Snakes are more afraid of us than we do to them. When a snake sees you, it runs away as quickly as it can. When a snake sees you, it won't come and charge at you the way people think. It always runs away. Sometimes maybe you see it, but you are standing at its hole. It only knows that hole. Then it comes your way, and you think, oh, it's chasing me. But it's actually running inside its home, its hiding place.
This is Buru's daily routine. Done, at least for now. We drive to Sioding village, which is roughly 9 kilometers from the Healing Hills. This is where Buru lives. This is his home. In this room, he keeps the rest of the snakes.
You don't take exotic snakes and you put them in the wild.
Non-venomous, he says all these are exotic.
Right now I have only 13 snakes. This is a California king snake. I have 3 of these. I have a Taiwanese red snake, corn snake, yellow anaconda, Bradley carpet python, milk snake, yellow red snake. All the snakes that I have here are not venomous. The one that's gonna cause chaos is this guy, the king snakes, because they eat other snakes, and the Taiwanese red snake. The problem is that king snakes naturally eat other snakes. Naturally, when they see, they will eat. They will eat other snakes.
Indeed, a snake pit. But why does he even care about these reptiles?
People kill a lot of snakes, and they don't know that a lot of snakes are very important on our ecosystem. Even to control number of rats. And out of all the species that you find in South Africa, very few snakes are dangerous to humans, but most of them are not even dangerous at all. Even your chicken will do more harm to you than them.
Buru feeds his snakes with fresh meat from the chickens he rears. He also sells the chickens to earn a living as he is unemployed.
They don't allow us to feed them live now, so you have to kill the chickens with gas, and after that you feed it.
But why does it hurt you though? Seeing humans hurt them, why does that invoke?
They hurt nature, not only about snakes, but killing a lot of reptiles, spiders, a lot of animals that people kill. It's all misunderstanding. They are not exactly dangerous to us the way we think that they are. Like brown house snakes, mole snakes, the ones that we find here. Sand snakes, there's a lot of them. Yeah, they are not dangerous to humans.
He has been passionate about snakes since the age of 7 and has relied on his instincts to handle his slithering companions. But this has gotten him on the wrong side of the law. According to the Northern Cape Conservation Act, no person, unless he's a holder of permit, may keep wild animals in captivity.
I was arrested 3 times, and I was given 1 year community service. I had a lot of snakes inside the house. It was more than 200 snakes, and they were in my room, so it wasn't safe for the people around the house. So the environmental took up and removed them. There were a lot of venomous snakes, Cape cobras, puff adders, boomslang, a lot of deadly snakes which, if they would have escaped, they would have caused a problem. They would have bit someone.
How did that discover you?
They saw on the newspapers. Yeah, by that time it was a newspaper, and I was still young, so a lot of people was talking about me. The first time they were friendly, they told me, don't catch venomous ones. We will see how we will help you and give you a proper payment, but that time I was still underage. So I didn't listen. And the third time, that's when it really got me in trouble. I got 1 year of community service, and I had to stay away from reptiles for I think 3 years. I felt like I wasn't alive.
Because when I said, Buru, I'm afraid of these snakes, don't keep them here. He was crying, he refused. And the more I talk, the more I say, don't keep snakes here, is the more he go to the field and collect them.
Blindsided like the rest of the family, his mother didn't know that she was prey in her own home.
People didn't know here at home that there was a hole that's containing snakes inside. One day it rained. When it rained, the hole was full of water, and I went inside and I took all the cages out, took all the snakes out and took them straight into my bedroom. And when my mom came and opened my bedroom, she screamed, "Oh, what's happening? No!" She saw a lot of snakes, spiders, and all those things.
Hey, I was afraid of snakes. So I called people from nature conservation.
I cried, Then they took me to psychology. So the teacher told my mom that maybe I might be crazy.
So I take him there, and that person, he asked him to draw something that he likes. The first picture, he drew a snake with 2 tongues. And then he said, draw another one, the one which is different from this one. Again, he drew a snake on top of a tree. So that man said, no, this one is all right. He is not mad. It is his talent.
Yes.
Buru says he's allowed to keep certain exotic snakes, but they should not exceed a certain number. Now a renowned snake capturer in Kuruman, people in his village do not call the SPCA, they call the Guru himself.
This is a Bradley carpet python. They're from Australia.
That's from Australia.
Yes, they're python family. But if you look at its head, you might think it's a viper or something. Yeah.
And this is not venomous.
It's not venomous, and they make excellent pets. As you can see, this one, she's very friendly. They grow around like I think 3 meters, 2.5. They don't get that big like other pythons from Australia, like shrub python. I bought it in Kimberley or some pets. She was like this young, this small. She's now, I think she's 5 years old. And now I think she's ready for the mate.
You said you named them. Does she have a name?
Yeah, it's Mojerera.
What does that mean?
It's this other guy. He's got the head similar to this snake, so I had to take the name.
So you named it after a person?
Yeah, after a person. So you can see the head is very ugly. Ugly, but to me it looks beautiful. It looks like something like a viper family or a python head. It doesn't look like a python head. Normally, the pythons we get in southern Africa, they are not like this. We only get one python here, rock python, southern python.
I believe you are not scared of snakes anymore. How did you get to that point?
Because I've been living with snakes in the house for more than 15 years. In this house. Sometimes when I watch TV, you'll see the small one crawling. And you will say, Mama, don't be afraid, this one is not venomous. This one is not venomous, this one is venomous, so don't be afraid. They were living in this room. Different types of snakes. And even here around the village, if people have snakes, if they see snakes in their house, people are afraid of snakes, they will call him to go and collect them.
Earlier on, Buru captured this puff adder from the neighbor's house. We caught a glimpse of it before it was safely tucked away. Its name is derived from its loud hisses and puffs. Uncertain of what's to come, she has coiled into her defensive mode. Buru may have just saved an entire household from a fatal bite.
Snake se seng se batlile go mpolaya ke no le teng ke go biditsa ke
69-year-old Vivian had no idea that a predator had invaded her home. She narrates to neighbors how she discovered the unwelcome guest.
Ke 2 times snake se wa se ntlhagela a mare ke bitsa ene bokamoso nka be ke shule a ene se ene ne ke tlhagola nna ha ke tlhagola so ha ke re ke tshwara bojang ke dira ka ne ke dira ha ke tshwara bojanyana ke kopana le tlhogo mmele wa bile ke a sisimoga ke be ke setse ke latlhela bojang teng hao. The first time ha ke a bitsa Buru ke biditse first bono ya ka moshimanyana because o na le teng mara a le lansana le nna a ba diega gante the way ha ke mo bitsa a isatle snake se tsena mo tlung wa bona Buru ba se tane a le ko funeraleng ile la tsena banyana ba itlhaba mmolela gore mama o ntse le ha no ga ihale Buru o fast ene ha o tlwela go o mo kholela for the o mo khola ebile ga re kaka o tla taboga ha tsena a itlhasha ke re buti Buru snake se ke se tshore ne ke sa itshora ke snake of king mara the way ke se bone ka teng ke so se leng gore se be se kotsi a ba a itlhashe ba sheba ha sheba a ba re ne yone teng ha.
Home with a venomous snake, The discomfort was palpable.
The sukomo ke ne ke le stressed ka gore ke na le bana ba bannyane wa bona ke re deng se e ka mogho butibura re e dangerous ka teng ditiro tsa modimo hala the sukomo ileng ya tlhaga bana e se diretse bongwane ke kotsi because bana ba tlhola ba tshameka Buru neo e ana le yone o tlholega ka yone. Yes. Ene nkile nna gore ba tle go mo dira yana mara the way ka gore ne ilwe ke modimo ha ise ka give up wa bona ga give up gore ne ka batho ba mo tsenya tsa sepodisi ba mo dirang mara heletsa a re Buru se ke se neilweng ke modimo ga nka ke give up mo go sone.
Indeed, a guru on snakes, this is what truly moves Buru.
Se a se dirang se botlhokwa gape se dangerous because dinoga di kotsi and di mehuta-huta le mentsi so di dangerous.
Yeah, I was bitten 3 times. It was Parfait bit me once and Cape Cobra twice, but I didn't give up. People said, you know what, give up. I said, no, I'm not going to give up because a lot of you are also doing risky stuff every day. How many people have been involved in car accident but they're still driving? You see? How many people go to taverns and drink alcohol and they got stabbed and they got something but they continue to do it? This is something that I love.
But to what end?
My first snake that I caught was a brown house snake. So I caught it and I kept it. I was 6 or 7. Yeah, so I kept it for like, I think it managed to survive for 6 months. After 6 months, it died because I didn't know what it eat. I just put it in there and I put a lot of sand and so it ended up dead.
So you are telling me that you've always been attracted to dangerous animals?
Yeah, always. Especially dangerous animals. I mean, I would choose a shark over a dolphin.
Many find Guru's love for snakes rather intriguing. He might be moving them to a new home soon.
We are currently constructing a snake park. This is Bokamoso's project, but we will run with this project for a couple of years just to capacitate Bokamoso. And this project will also be run through a legal entity, which will be headed by Bokamoso, of course. But due to capacity currently, we will assist him. We will walk some mile with him until we see that he's ready and until we are sure that the project will be able to sustain itself.
Besides just building him this place, what else are you helping him with?
We have assisted Bokamoso with training since we have identified him for this particular project. We took him on a number of training, and the recent one that he went through was the advanced venomous snake handling training. He will be able to handle more venomous snakes, which we will require to keep in the snake park. Unfortunately, the Department of Conservation and Environment, they're very strict when it comes to adherence to the law. So that is why we are assisting Bokamoso, because if you can't keep those particular venomous snakes without the relevant permits.
But how did they discover him?
We have been knowing Bokamoso for a very long time. But then we started to gain more interest on Bokamoso after he was caught on the wrong side of the law, precisely because he was handling and catching snakes without proper permits. So the trust deemed it necessary to chip in and assist. And there was an outcry in our community for assistance to Bokamoso. So many companies, many people were going to him making empty promises.
Over 5 million rands has been spent on this project.
Buru, how does this make you feel?
It makes me very happy. It makes my dream come true. I've always wanted this, especially for our local, our people to learn about snakes, what's happening, and that in order to see something, we have to travel very far. So at least Northern Cape will have something. I think this will be the first of its kind in Northern Cape.
The John Taolo Kgaitsewe Developmental Trust is a public benefit organization which manages high impact and investment projects. So we implement community development projects all around the district. And the trust is a shareholder of Ntsimbintle Manganese Mine. And with the dividends that we receive from the mine, we take those dividends and implement community development projects.
I'm very, very much happy. I would like to thank Trust to build that snake park for my son. But before, we have seen a one-room house here. Yes, I built it, and there is that man from Mafikeng, Mr. He called him Gilbert Shabaimam from Batlarus. He is now living in Mafikeng. So he said, let us build a room for Buru. He helped me a lot. So after the snake were taken out of the house, I was relieved. But now with that one, I don't know how can I express myself. Too much happy.
I would like to say very thank you to the JTG Trust for what they've done.
Buti Buru, leina le la bokamoso le mo tshwanetse because o na le bokamoso bo atsetsweng ka jone. Wa bona. Buru do tse dintsi o re o gala ka rounding ya rona ka. Buru o re lame. Re ka be maybe gongwe batho ba kha ba heditswe ke so se sengwala snake because go la ka go di snake. And hell Harry Kriya, the first time hell Harry Kriya, re bona ha Buti Buru ke ene wa ntle. And o tla go dira make sure gore a tswa a agree. Wa bona. Le suko mo nkere Buru o bo sola mo go o botlhokwa mo go rona mo laifing ya rona.
Snake species are often associated with black magic and witchcraft. But for Buru, the snake guru, it's just pure love.
I would like people to learn more about nature and understand that we are hurting Mother Nature when we continue killing snakes. They should get a lot of proper education about animals, about snakes, how they work and how important they are to us. Because in farms, if you go to Asia where they farm rice, they know the importance of the snakes. They don't kill them in those farm rices because they used to kill them and the rice went down. And they can't use poison because if they use poison, they will kill us. So they realized later that the snakes were helping us, and they started to let snakes live there and eat those rats. The same is happening to us. Even if you have a garden and you keep killing snakes, the rats will come and they'll eat your meals.